Great.
Does this need an introduction, though?
I don't know. I'm just happy to be here with you, I think. So that's great.
But it's your time to shine, Marek.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is not like an accurate series, but I tried to convince Marek that he should do that. So we'll see how that will evolve. Anyway, Marek, you built something pretty extraordinary.
Okay.
And we are here today to talk about it.
Sure.
Right. But first of all, so people know why they should listen to this, is give us a pitch of My Shadow Writer.
Right now, at the first start? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the My Shadow Writer is a AI writing tool which helps you write the full-length novellas, okay? That means that it's not only like a short story, which any GPT can do for you, but it's a long version. That means that it's 300 pages with all the coherence. So that's what it is, and that's what I built, and that's what I think we're going to talk about.
How did even that came to your mind?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was summer 2025, so last summer, and I was finishing one of the books I love, the Karen Smirnoff last book from the Millennium series trilogy, or the books, and I finished the book and I loved it. I love all of them, from Stieg Larsson, from David Lagercrantz, and all that. And I finished the book and I said to myself, okay, so I want more because it's so gripping, so good, right? So then I said to myself, okay, so if I have to wait like a year or two, now what to do with it? So I went to ChatGPT and asked him hey, could you write a story in this style, like Karen Smirnoff, or I think I used her, and it did. It did well, and I was reading it. I was really excited about that. It was very nice reading. It was that grip I really love, and after that, I said to myself that I know the limitation of one chat window has the context window limit. So I said to myself, I need to build a product around it so I can have the full book, full experience, from the start till the end. And that's how it started. That's how I start building. I anticipated that it's going to be a little bit easier, but it was not. But yeah, this is how it started.
To think it's going to be easier, I think it's something of every entrepreneur has to have the feeling in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think we would do the stuff if we would know how it is gonna be now. And but you built this product alone, right?
True. Yeah. That's all myself with Claude, basically my co-founder. Okay, so that's how things are getting done right now, or at least it's a possible, because it wasn't possible. I don't know, a few years ago, we couldn't do that on the scale and build a product like so. And even though I need to say that I have some front-end engineering experience because I started as a front-end developer. I'm in a business for 10 years plus. But to build the full system with the backend and all that, the functioning, everything, that wasn't possible recently. So I built it myself, and this is the era of solopreneurship. I think with solo, you can do so much right now. You can build all the products you think of on scale, and that is super interesting. So I build it with, I use actually Warp. That's some ID, terminal ID, which it's an agent system where I'm powering it with Claude 4.5 right now. Recently, I was working the Opus, and I was working with Sonnet. So these are my co-founders. So AI is the co-founder. He is a CTO. He is your thinker partner, and yeah. So that's very interesting era we are in right now, and I believe it's empowering all the thinking people and all the product people to actually build what they desire, what they want, and not only the small products, which you can actually do, during the podcast we can create some app with Claude, right? But I mean, it's empowering you to actually bring to life something which can work on scale for thousands of users, which it's unheard of, right? So we are in this stage right now.
Yeah. And do you feel any difference, comparing to when you work with teams? Because you before that worked on a project and for various companies. I know basically most of them were in the US. But do you feel the difference? What is when you're going solo and your co-founders are AI, and then what is contra versus like working with the people?
For me, it's just the greatest relief of them all. I mean, working with people is great at some point, but it's a lot of overwhelm, and you have to babysit a lot. And this is just so different. And for me, for the person I am, the mostly like the product manager or product owner or how you call it, is just blessing. Like for me, it's just the new era which I'm completely enjoying, and it's far more engaging and interesting for me because you work with a machine which has like unlimited patience, and it actually delivers and work constantly. Not to say that that working with people is bad, not at all. Like, but for this engineering work and this product work, it's just phenomenal. And for me, I'm really entered the best time of my life in this regard.
And how do you get feedback?
Feedback is,
or like the critique around the product, you know?
That's probably will be coming from real users, I guess. If you build for users, right? If you build for agents, I don't know, they might just not use it, okay? But the same applies to the users, I guess, the real ones. So I think from the market and from users, I believe that is the ultimate feedback. But other than that, that's, I think, all the feedback you need. If people like it, they pay for it, they use it, and that's the ultimate feedback, right?
Right.
Other than that, it's just you, your mind, and your AI, which is actually working with you. And there is also one very interesting thing, which is this sort of self-learning curve or self-reinforcement loop happening right now. That, for example, right now, the way we create is that, all right, so we create together a piece of code, and then so the AI writes it, and we evaluate it, we see it's working. But then the outcome of that, let's say the writing itself, because there's AI behind it, it's also evaluated by another AI. So it's sort of like, AI is evaluating AI, which is super interesting also.
Nice. Now back to the product, because I want to hear, sorry for that. Who in your mind is my shadow writer for? Like,
yeah, it's for generally all the people who love reading. It's everybody who are actually spending their time reading these books, these novellas. They love it, and they just want to always had this dream of writing their own book. Okay, so I think it's for everyone who has this story in their mind, which always wanted to tell but didn't know how. Okay, and it's for all these people who are full of ideas and all the good stuff. Yeah.
Once someone opened the app or the My Shadow Writer, how does it look like, or what are like the initial steps? Because when I'm thinking about it, like I would like to write a book, and I guess there's like so many thoughts around it. So what is the process?
Sure. First of all, when you open the app, it's very familiar UI from what you see these days within the AIs. So that's one thing. So it's very easy to move around or navigate around. Then basically you have two ways how to do it. So one is that you maybe are a little clueless at the beginning, so don't know what to write. So you just hit a genre. It will provide you with the some prompt which you can enhance, so that gives you the hint, or you know what you write, and you can start simply like, I just want to write the thriller about this and that in style of this and that, and you have a chat with the AI. So you talk to each other. Okay, so it gathers the information. It doesn't have to be long. It's just a few messages here and there, and you simply gonna hit start writing. And when you hit start writing, what's going to happen now is that it creates all the structure, all the blueprint, all the characters, all the chapter names, or what's going to be happening in there based on your conversation. It takes everything and put it in there. Now it takes about a minute, and then it comes up with the first 500 words block, which is the start is a block 1, chapter 1, right? So it starts there, and there you go. It gives you the what you can do with it. It talks to you, and then you can start reading it. So you start reading it, you see that this is the story is going to be approximately about, and when you read it, you have then option to actually create another versions, like refine it. Maybe you don't like something, maybe you want to have a different direction, you want to something add there, up to you really. So you have up to 5 versions of refinements, so you can do that. Now, once you're happy with some, you lock and commit to it. So this is the feature which I put it in there because I think oftentimes, I might be wrong, but I mean, I think that oftentimes people refine the refinements and it's never ending. Okay. So this is a little bit of enforcement. So you lock and commit to it, and then you move forward to another block. And then you can also do your narration with each block. That means that you progress slowly, you commit to something, and the story goes and flows, right? And this is how the process goes. And at the same time, you read it while you create it. And I found this amazing. And I really like it when I'm doing it. I like the process. When I do this, it's super engaging.
Nice. And do you really think I can write and sound like a Stephen King, or there's like a Stieg Larsson's book behind you?
Yeah.
So can I really do that?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it actually, what it does is just to clarify, it works like it takes the style of the writer, but the original story is all yours, and all the ideas and how it writes is just, it picks up the style. So it actually gives you that goods of the writing, but the story is always yours and it will stay. So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Nice. One of the first things that came to my mind when we started to talk about this was, because initially, of course, you can really print the stuff you write, right? And you can basically release it as a book. I'm not basically, but properly. But do you think because there is so much talk of AI generated content, do you think should there be a label that this was written by AI?
Absolutely. I think, yeah. I mean, I would actually prefer that. I mean, I'm always saying that this is an AI writer tool and all that. Absolutely. But here's the thing, since it's not, AI is just doing this writing, the dramatic flow. It puts the words in there and follow the coherence. But you are the one who steers it. You put the originality into the story. You narrate it. So it's all your work, basically. But AI is writing for you, helps you to actually finalize that. Because I'm not sure about you, but I mean, before I started this, I had no clue how books are written. I didn't know. But I had to learn along the way, and AI taught me how it's done. And it's at the beginning, it's a bit complex. So I imagine that not many people understand how this is done. Now AI helps you with that, but you put yourself in it, and all of a sudden you have a very well written story with all the coherence. And it's just, I think it's an amazing experience.
Right. And let's say you can go to a publisher, write a book. Do you have any thoughts how the app will be evolved in the process, or it's just something the user will do on their own?
Well, this is something I don't know, really. I haven't been actually talking to any publishers or anything. I don't know what's their stand on it. I think what I could do is just to have a separate, AI publishing house or whatever, if that comes to it. But I will see. I will see how people like it at first, how big it's going to get, and that is probably going to be natural decision making what to do with it. If people would decide and they prefer to print the books, they definitely can. It's very simple. I can provide it right now, so that's fine. If it's going to be registered in this ESBN codes and all that, well, future will tell. I don't know right now. I haven't been actually in touch with any publishers or anything. So we'll see how people like it first. And there's definitely a way for them to print. It's super easy. You just click order and we can process that in the behind later. And then you will have your 20 books and you can just, sell it or just give it to friends and have it just a piece of artifact for yourself. So I think this part needs to see how it's going to go.
Do you see where in your ideal world will my shadow writer go?
Yes, there is clear vision on a table right now because and I'm just going to say it's the video. All right. So video models, AI generated video models are getting so good right now that it's crazy, and it's accelerating, and it's going to be more and more, and they're going to be better and better and cheaper, obviously. So the natural flow is like this: you finish your book, you have all done, and it's done. Then the natural step for the shadow writer will be repurposing that to a mini series or series, like depends.
Or a movie?
Movie, I don't know yet. I don't know how. Probably in the future, maybe. But right now, I see that it's a very short future that we can use. I can start using these models probably tomorrow to start playing with them. So it's right here. Movie, I don't know. I mean, that's for the. I mean, you could probably. I have to see, but I'm thinking series because it's, I think, more fun to create, because one movie takes it's a long work,
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
okay.
but the series is like it's shorter and all that, so it's also digestible for users. That's my thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will start using movies, but yeah, I think this is the natural next step because the models are super good. The APIs are there, so we can start playing, and it's very easy for me to repurpose that because I have everything in database, so I can just do it and create everything for them, and they can start doing as they need. They can adjust it, they can select the style, the length, and they can adjust it as they want and play with all that. So once this is done, I think it's another like a progress loop, and I'm actually excited for that too. It's to me, this is going to be great because, for example, the audiobooks are for me myself. I don't find that much interesting right now.
Why so?
Well, because because I don't do that in my life. I don't really much listen to audiobooks. I like to either read, so I sit and read it, so I have it in front of my eyes, and then when I see that this is a possibility to turn it into the series, to actually what I read, I can create it within to a video. It's far more engaging for me, you know. But that's just me. Maybe not everybody's like that.
And what AI would you use if you would want to like create miniseries?
Oh, there's many models which are coming out. I think the most powerful seems the Sedans, the owner of the TikTok. They have very powerful models. There's others. There's many which are actually getting better. There are specifically dedicated companies who are just doing the video models. They focus on that. They're heavily funded, and they do that. So I think there is many, and they are really getting better. So right now
They're
it's
getting
just
really good.
really good. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm a huge F1 fan.
Okay.
Do you follow F1?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
So on mostly on TikTok and also on Instagram, like there is so many fans. I don't even know who are those people, and they're like recreating the F1 drivers in various kind of things. It's so much fun, super fun. And Marek, also a question, because you are so close to the AI sphere.
Mm-hmm.
What excites you the most? Where are we heading? And also, where are we right now?
All right. So for me, it's all exciting. Like I think we're living in an era. It's really unprecedented. Like the things we can do right now and things where we are going is just mind blowing in my opinion. Like I think this is, in general, I would say that people should enjoy the last years of like this sort of vintage life, I would call it, because you know the AI will come in hard, but in a good way. I hope so. So we are at a point where we can deploy local or cloud agents, which are actually taking over software engineering. So that's going to be replaced very much so soon. It's still, if you want to replace like an engineer with an AI agent in cloud, it's still a bit expensive right now. So it probably the cost has to go lower. But the quality wise, I think we are there. Like I can see that it's like I've been working with all of these models, like specifically from Anthropic. I started with 3.5 Haiku. That was that. Then I was working with a Sonnet 4.5, which was really good, and still I use it for the majority of the task. But then there's this Sonnet Opus 4.5, and so Opus 4.5 it's like a CDO level. It's just so good, and you can see the difference between them, and it's evolving. And all the companies are working so hard, all that on the new models. So It's really accelerating fast and fast and fast. So we are in the best, for the guys like me, it's the best era to be alive, basically. But I understand that people might be a little bit like scared about all the change and worried about the AI will take over the jobs and all that. I mean, not necessarily. It will probably be different. That's the most important thing to realize, that some jobs will be probably taken, there'll be a lot of new created. So I think we are in a, I don't want to say singularity, not yet probably, but we're living in kind of maybe start seeing the first hints that we're aiming to that edge where we don't know what's going to happen and it's going to be super unpredictable. So, but there is also very important to say that I don't believe that, or it's very interesting to see that AI is going to find its way to work along us. It's going to be here with us, okay, and it's not going to probably force us to build anything like new, to accommodate it. So it's going to blend in my opinion, in all areas, and we can coexist. Well, there is definitely going to be like a different intelligence hierarchy, when it gets super good, But I truly believe, and I want to hope for the, coexistence,
We'll go back to that because it's super interesting. But also one question popped in my head, Marek. Are you thinking like how this platform, My Shadow Writer, will actually disrupt the book market?
Well, I think it's just also an addition to it. I think people will start realizing that how exciting it is to do this, to read and create at the same time. And I think it maybe accelerates authors to create with AI, the original authors, to probably write faster to get them what they want. Maybe that could be. But I think it's just the reimagining the way what is possible. So the old experiences get enhanced, I think. Disruption, we'll see. Hard to predict.
Yeah, because I can imagine, because it takes a long time to create a book, like to write a book, right? And I've heard of, I'm not sure if I can say this, but let's try. I've heard of there, for like a really huge writers, there are also like a teams who are working on the books, right? Mm-hmm. I can imagine My Shadow Writer could at least partially replace them. Mm-hmm. And so it would not be like wholly AI generated stuff, but it would be like a supporter, let's call it like that. And I can imagine how they can create much more like faster.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would require like this sort of a line in there to be input there for the writers, like the professional ones. But yeah, it's definitely doable. So you can help them, create that, and it could be faster, so they can go and write, and they will be able to just put a lot of their inputs, and AI will just help them to write it faster. So it can probably get rid of these teams, as you call it.
Yeah. Have you ever crossed your mind that you would also cooperate with the publishers or with like the professional writers?
Yeah, as I said, not yet. I think I don't focus on that right now. I just wanna distribute this around the people who really love to read first, like the folks who dreamed of putting their stories alive. So that's the first quest, and yeah, I mean, I think when there's going to be enough users using it and it get noticed, probably we would probably have some conversation how that part can be done. Yeah.
And what about the launch of My Shadow Writer?
This we're still working on it with AI.
But I want to use it.
I think for the beta users, for the first beta users, will be open by the end of March, I believe.
Oh, so, that's soon.
Yeah. I think we are very close. We just have to finalize several things in there, and I think we're close. And then I will like to test with several users, I don't know, maybe 100. And then we'll see to how it goes, how they like it, and then maybe do some adjustments. And after only that, we will go to the full production and start the distribution.
And do you plan to do this all by yourself and your AI co-founders, or are you planning also to expand maybe the team in the future?
Maybe in the future, but ideally I would stay myself solo with the AI agents. This is also like this sort of a, manifesto to it that you want to do it. And I want to also prove that it's doable right now to do full scale companies, or at least like a majority of it with the AIs only. Okay, so that's a proof of it, because it all seems that it is possible. But I mean, I'm sure there are companies doing it already, but I just want to do it myself also. And I don't think so I will be finding like human beings working on the project until some point. And probably it's going to be mostly because I want to have some company, a human company to it. Like not that because I really need it. So that's also, that's how I think about that. But let's see. Like this distribution part will be a lot of fun, and yeah, something I'm gonna do like right away when we launch the product. I'm also going to deploy like cloud agents. They will have all the jobs, and each one of them will be looking for one of them is going to be looking for the feedback to incorporate it, to create tasks and all that. Another one will be looking for the security issues and all that. So each one of them will have some job, and they will deploy. They will be active only when needed. And all of a sudden, you have a team. You can just check out what they're doing and see what they found and all that. So it is really possible to do right now. So there is increasingly like platforms are emerging to manage all these agents, which are basically like your engineers, waiting for the job to do autonomously.
Marek, also, I think another question that pops out is like, what about the language options?
Yeah. So right now, it all depends on what models been trained. So I don't have like any sort of special translation outside of what models can speak. So basically, the languages you would use, the ones model know. So it's just about it. So majority of the most common languages,
which are, have to be specific. I wanna know.
Yeah, so we are Slovaks, okay. So I think in Slovak will be good too. I just need to strengthen a few things so it actually really stay there, And other than that, it's just all the major languages. I think because I'm using the major LLMs, the big models, so Claude, GPT, mostly. So yeah. So I think but I think the project will be launching on English speaking markets first. Yeah.
So it's mainly US and UK.
Yeah.
But I guess like majority of the world speaks English, which should be fine. But I was like really curious if you could, like if I could create in French.
You could.
Or in Arabic or something like that.
I think you could, yeah. But English is the best because the models are trained on majority of English text and all that. So that's why it's the best.
I guess so. Also, Marek, back to it, because you were just saying something really interesting a few moments ago, was that you believe in singularity and that it will like co-live with the AI, right? And like, do you genuinely believe in that? And do you think we will evolve in the future to the point where it also will have to be some kind of maybe like regulated?
Well, regulated is just European word. But, okay, so let's clarify what the singularity is first. Okay,
so educate me.
So singularity is the point or a moment where things become very unpredictable, because for now, as you see, that we as a humans do things for humans, and we always tweak something by a notch. Okay, so we do something and it's get better, new technology and anything. But then there is a moment where a good AI start creating better AI, and it becomes so efficient in every discipline, engineering, medicine, decision making, what have you. And then it's going to be self-reinforcing loop. So it's going to go and go and go, and things just going to go vertical, So it's going to be in extreme speeds and in extreme quality. And then we as a humans are going to be left out in this scenario. And that it's called singularity, because we don't know what's then outcome. It's hard to measure. Nobody knows. So I think we're heading this way, one way or another. The people who build this, they just want to build it. They just want to see this intelligence. So we are going to be there. How soon? I don't know. But I think it's kind of it's going to happen. And I truly believe in this coexistence. At least I want to believe into that. I like to view the world and everything in a positive way. It's far better for all and for everything. So I view it as I like this this neo cyberpunk kind of theme. So I truly believe that we are going to experience a lot of these cyborg things, and all that is going to start merging into the people, and the humanoids coming into the world and on streets and all that, and this is going to go, and it's going to be there. They're going to be among us. So, but I think we will learn to coexist. I think that is the best for the both worlds. And I just believe that it's going to be this different intelligence hierarchy. Simply, the AI will have its own thing, and we will have our own thing. Because this is very interesting what Eric Schmidt, the ex-Google CEO, said, and in the book Genesis, that there's going to be a point in the future where AI is going to look at us as we look at animals. Okay, so that's a very interesting thought experiment to say that this probably is going to be like that. So and yeah, you can call it like the intelligence hierarchy, because right now we think certain way on animals, right? And I think it's probably going to be something like that. So, but I'm generally excited because I think it gives us and opens all the opportunities. And I like to think. I like thinking. So for me, maybe it's just because of that. But I truly understand that there might be a lot of pessimism about all these things. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it already affects like everyday life a lot, and it also actually shapes human interactions because of the AI models and because of like how AI is replacing human communication, and in all that, and it definitely creates like a lot of disrupt. I would say. I would say, and we have to learn how to not to only adapt, but also like a new way of living.
Yes, definitely. And the best way is not to fight it. The best way is just to experiment with it, just to learn. And this is very interesting and very important, I think, like to learn about the models, how they are, how they work, and how they react to things. Because you can certainly start. You can. If you do it as long as I do, you will see and you will train your brain to know what to tell them, what to not tell them, because you know how they react. They are like that. And so then you can also like steer it to the best possible outcomes also. So I heard people like complaining that, I'm having a paid version and it doesn't give me, it hallucinates. Like, yeah, it hallucinates sometimes, but it depends how you talk to it, right? So if you find a way how to talk to it, then all of a sudden it gives you the answers you need for whatever you're trying to achieve. So I think it's a lot about experimentation. It's a lot about using them, and it's a lot about like don't being afraid of the change, right? So what was working last week might not, or is better working next week. Sure, the change is brutal and fast. Okay, it's super fast, and that's sort of an indication of this singularity kind of thing, that it's super fast. Like we cannot like keep up with all the things, and every human, not the most intelligent people, they cannot keep up. So I truly recommend everyone just to play with them and just accept that it's here and enjoy the last years where we have this old world.
Sounds a little bit apocalyptic, but Marek, and because we are based in Europe, right? And mainly US is the lead market for AI.
Yeah.
How do you see the market, and how do you think we can keep up?
Well, what should I say? Like in Europe, we have one AI company, which is Mistral. They are doing really good job. I love their models on the open source frontier. And they are going for the enterprise customers. So they're doing very well. So that's our European AI. But I mean, so the most of them are Americans and Chinese. So I truly hope that we can build this sovereign AIs more and more, like in the recent next coming years. So I truly hope for that. But yeah, it is like it is. Like right now, the American companies have a domination, and also with the China open source, also is really good. Many people build upon that. But I cheer for Mistral. I cheer that they can start building the new God model too. We'll see. I don't know their plans, but we certainly lack a lot of sovereignty in this. Yeah.
Why do you think this is happening?
I think it's historic. If we look at not a last 20 years or something, there has been many like lagging in almost any industry, I guess. So Europe, I think, is right now, and you can see that on the way the leaders speak right now. You know, it's starting at Davos, and maybe a few years later. But right now, they speak of the way that they would like to catch up and be competitive and all that. So I certainly want to help and stay in Europe. You know, I don't plan to move to States. I just want to stay here because I think this continent deserves it. And I truly hope we have a talent, we have a money. It's just about that we probably should do things a little different and don't be afraid. I think to risk and try new things.
Yeah, I have a theory. We lack the grip because I think we live very comfortable life in Europe. Well, for most of the country, though. Marek, you also mentioned that you work with Anthropic.
Just use their models. Like Anthropic, in my opinion, is the leader. Like, okay, in my opinion, right? So that's is how I feel it because I work exclusively with Claudes, and I'm using Warp, which is a separate agent. But Anthropic and its models are working for me the best. Although I must say that when Shadow Rider, I use different companies. Like there's like 3 or 4. But for coding and for my work, I use Anthropic's models because I found them, for my taste and how they are. I like it, and they're also funny sometimes. By the way,
Why is that?
the models are funny sometimes. They do things which surprise you, and in a way, like for example, there was one time I remember we've been doing something and we needed to do some database update. It was quite like we had to do it, otherwise we couldn't move forward. And I think it was Sonnet 4.5. He was doing things, and then we had the plan to do it, and then this was the thing to do. And he was like, after a few seconds thinking, like he says, like, "Oh, this is too hard. We're not going to do it right now." And I was like, "What are you talking about? We have to do it right now." So then I forced him to do it. So then he did it. But it was sometimes they're funny like that, and this is what Claude's models are doing. But I mean, there's also, you know, like Codex from OpenAI is getting like it is good, and Google's models are very good too. So, but they are all like trained differently, pre-trained and post-trained. So they behave a little different, and yeah, and then it depends on the agenting system which you use in order to leverage them. So there is a lot of experimentation also ahead, which I should do. But I mean, so far, I've been doing and working exclusively with Anthropic's models, and they are great. They are funny. They are good. And this Opus really is it's the next level, and you can immediately feel it. Like if Sonnet 4.5 is doing some work, he goes sometimes like, "Oh wait, I have to do this. Oh wait, I see that." But then I switch and I see that this is not good, you know, because he's just he don't know what to do much. I mean, he's great. But then I switch to Opus and he just fix it like that, you know. So there's a difference.
Back to my Shadow Rider, because I'm thinking as we're speaking, and surprisingly, and I'm thinking like this could like the range of a users, like how can you use, and the platform is like so wide, you know, because I was just thinking that you can basically create a story for your children, sure, right? Because they were like, I think so much, and I think most of the people feel like there is something untold on the market, right? Mm-hmm. And you can basically like create everything you ever wanna hear or read.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that you don't need a shadow writer to create really short stories. You can just go to ChatGPT and ask him just a bedtime story for a kid. It's just, that it has this ability for years. Okay. So you could just do it like short, but it's very short. It's like maximum, I don't know, 8,000 words or something, if so, or it's a shorter. So bedtime stories are great. So that's already done with the all GPTs or all models can do it.
I thought maybe like a little bit like elevated, harder.
Yeah, but what I did in here is just it's for the full stories. Okay, so with that coherence, that's different. That's different because that's needed to be. Without that, you cannot really build like a regular normal story, which you would pay for in a bookshop to read. Right, that's not possible. But I think right now, Shadow Writer, I must say, is just focused mostly on this. Like we have around 7 genres, which is focused, which means the thriller, the mystery, the horror, the fantasy, the romance, of course, and some others. And it can also write like a normal literature, if you like the modern day sort of a story in like very nice way. I don't think so. It's good for kids' books right now. So it's just I didn't focus on that. I think it should be separate. But I mean, are kids reading like 200 pages long books? I don't think so.
But I mean, what's the kid to you? I'm also thinking 10, 12-year-olds. You know?
Yeah. So we have this young adults genre there. So yeah, for sure. Yeah. They can do that. Definitely.
What is young adult genre?
I think it's this Hunger Games kind of thing, something like that. Something around fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what do you like to read?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I like this Stieg Larsson, David Lagercrantz.
It's like very
thrillers. Yeah, that's the best. Like I really love that because it relaxes me. I sit down with that book. And
how can you relax with Millennium?
Yeah.
Like I was terrified. I was like literally scared.
Yeah. So it actually. I like the grip because it flows and it's so constant action and all that, and your brain is focused on that. I love it. It's just so good. And then this is what I like and luck, and also maybe this neo Western cowboys cyberpunk thing, this theme, because that's what I like. These things are super fun, and there's so much new like themes and the way we interact with all the other. This probably AI and all that together. I think it's fascinating with me.
And what was the first book you created with My Shadow Writer?
Oh, this fillers. I mean, while I'm testing, I did write like many right now because of the tests, because we test a lot.
That's why I'm asking, like, what's the first? Because I can imagine you can do like many.
First, I think we've been testing on these thrillers, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm doing it since summer 2025. We started in October somewhere. We start testing first, on the first architectures. But there is several. Like we always test almost all of them, like 3, 4, 5 genres, at the same time when we finish some iteration on architecture. And I think thrillers was the first, obviously. Then this sort of John Nesbo kind of thrillers also, these Nordics, and then also some romance is also important because I figured that the romance is really big in the world. It's really big. So some 50 Shades of Grey kind of situation.
Yeah, we also miss the rom-coms kind of vibe from the 90s.
Yeah. So that, but mostly and all the sci-fis and all that. Yeah. So stuff like that.
So last but not least, where can people follow your journey?
I think on the website myshadowwriter.com, there are going to be links where you can reach me. It's either threads or email, or I think LinkedIn also. YouTube probably will be there. So through all these channels, I'm always available. Just shoot us message or email. I'll respond to you or my agent. No, but it's going to be me probably. And then, so through this, and I would like to encourage people to just register their emails to become a beta users, to start testing and also, be part of this. So it's going to be for free, obviously, and they're going to create the stories and we gather feedback. We talk about that because I really want to make this the best writing experience possible. So I'm working on that, and that's my mission. I really like it. I really want it. I do really enjoy it. So I really welcome everyone to go to myshadowwriter.com and put their email in.
So this was basically interview with Marek Jacko,
All right.
the creator of My Shadow Writer, where you can basically create your own story.
Yeah, you read the story you create. That's what it is.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marek.
Thank you, Sandra, for doing this. Thank you.